What's up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? My name's Seth, and today we're going to be taking a look at StarBreak. This game is absolutely amazing. I just randomly ended up stumbling upon it on Steam, and it's a free-to-play game that apparently, shout out to my man Sithis, apparently this game was actually made by the guys who made Realm of the Mad God, and it's pretty much like a third-person, like 2D shooter, Mega Man style game, while also reminding me of Metal Slug and stuff like that. But game speaks more for itself. Let's just go to play. We're gonna skip over the tutorial. I've got a starting character right here. You can kind of tell this is our character by the gear behind us. You can see all these other players. That's the thing that I absolutely love about this game, everybody. It's an online MMO. So all of these other people around here are other players. And you can kind of see here, I'm guessing this is kind of a late game tower type of thing where you have to donate a certain amount of keys, as near as I can tell, because I haven't put 794 keys into this crystal, meaning that other players must have actually ended up doing it, right? And then of course there's all of this different gear for all the different classes and stuff, but we'll get into that in a bit. We will go into the game's action, but I just want to show you all, this is kind of your own personal area. And you've got your stash right here. I've got a little bit of gear. You got a very small inventory space, mostly because in order to get more inventory space, of course, you're gonna have to spend some real life money, right? Because it's a free to play game. But the thing that's so cool about it that I very much like is that it doesn't kind of like, mostly what you're paying for is more conveniences rather than just pay to play, you know? So even here you can see there's the second character. In order to unlock it, we have to actually get to level 3 using the current character that we're using, which is this one right here, but that's okay. We'll probably end up doing that some other time. I've actually run through this dungeon a couple times already and haven't ended up getting the other character, but we will just run through this first one just so I can show you what the game actually is. Oh my goodness, I gotta get my mouse off the screen. Sorry about that, everybody. I always forget that it's up there. And as you can see, we're getting like little power-ups and stuff. These are all temporary boosts, and you can end up using while the keyboard ends up working very well, I would recommend using a controller. Oh, we can already just return to the base. All right. But anyways, with the way the controls work, it's pretty much just as you'd expect. You know, there's shooting, there's jumping. Hold the jump to jump up longer, and then you can kind of aim in diagonal directions. Only a couple different directions, not really anything too hardcore. You can throw grenades, which of course do a lot more damage. And then if you use the right joystick, you can kind of have a dash ability, which I think is on most other characters. You can see this other person with us is actually one of the other characters. One of the other classes is what I mean to actually say, and I'm getting my butt kicked right here by all these trash mobs, but man alive, you can end up destroying a lot of their bullets. Of course, the later the game gets, it gets a little bit more complicated and difficult, and as you saw right there, we actually defeated a special mob, and now we end up getting a chest, so we can grab all the garbage off the ground, check and see, yeah, that gear is actually better than ours, and then there is also this other grenade, which is not nearly as better. Is it better than ours? No, it isn't. Okay, but this armor is definitely better, and then we could just actually throw the rest of these away because there's no merchant, as far as I can tell, to kind of get all the stuff sold and get money or anything like that, but that's okay. The game itself is actually very, very clutch. Love the controls, and the fact of the matter is that, you know, it's one of those games where in most instances, that sounded really weird, but in most instances it's your own fault for actually getting hurt because the controls are actually very, very fluent. You know, like the way that they work, you can actually clutch yourself out of a lot of different situations, which is just fantastic. Even right there, you saw we ended up throwing that grenade, but I do want to end up helping these other people get through this area too, because they're gonna help us a lot when it comes to actually fighting the boss enemy at the end of the act, I guess, or what would we actually call this? I guess an instance. Yeah, but either way, just the fact that this even has instances, like, really surprised me because I don't know anything about this game, like, legit. I just randomly saw it on Steam and was like, hey, this game's an MMO? That's pretty cool, man. And I've just been loving it. You know, all I've been doing is just running the first starting area, but still, it also reminds me a little bit of Maplestory as well, and it mostly Mega Man, especially this right here. This is like Mega Man X. Like, you remember Sigma's Fortress on the Super Nintendo? Yeah, it had something very similar to that. We actually got knocked through the doorway. Get out of my face, you weird charging enemies. But they also have, like, the different characters kind of complement each other in a different way. So you can see this other person that we're actually running with, although I don't know all of their abilities, they do actually have kind of like they can put down platforms for us to jump on and stuff like that. And then, you know, that's why, like, you can see this, the Fabricator. So that's actually a different class. The Ironclad is a different class. The Ironclad actually looks like my favorite because he's the melee fighter. He's a big guy, pretty much the same as Reinhardt from the Overwatch game, if anybody's checked that out. But either way, it's such a cool game. I absolutely love it. I actually really like the playstyle of this character. However, I have seen a couple other melee characters and stuff like that. I'm not doing too hot, probably just because I'm commentating while, you know, fighting, but it's okay because it's not like these enemies are particularly tough, so we don't really need to worry too much. Also reminds me of Contra. You know, those old games and stuff. It's just, I have nothing but good things to say about this one. Like, seriously, I was very, very surprised, and maybe I'm a little bit overzealous about it just because it kind of came out of left field and I didn't really have any expectations of it, but it's just crazy, man. Now, I'm guessing, too, that this isn't prime hours because I am noticing that there's not really that many players around because you can actually have a total of 39 players fighting with you all at once, which is insane to think about that. I've been in, like, a couple rounds that ended up having, like, 10 or more players, and it already gets crazy. So many players are just running around like you decimate everything in your path, and it's a lot of fun. Really, really cool as well. See that platform they threw down? There we go. Thank you for that one. So you can see too, because of the way that this game is designed, it incorporates us to actually work together, and that's something that I always think is fantastic. Lots of games can actually learn from that. However, these guys have had Realm of the Mad Gods for how long, so I'm guessing, of course, they know how to do it. And of course, as well, this is just kind of standard issue right here, is the fact that the loot, as you can kind of see, is instance-based. So it means that we're seeing our own personal set of loot that the other players are not going to be able to steal, not going to be able to interact with or anything like that. I'm trying to protect this guy as best as I can, but that's okay. It's not really working as hot as I'd like to. Now, this is just actually a mini boss. He's not even the big guy, but I just love, like, the fluent controls. I love the fact that there's actually, like, stuff like this that ends up being, like, you know, patterns and just cheap bosses and stuff like that. Well, cheap bosses, but I just mean, like, patterns that you can actually end up dodging properly if you know what you're doing and everything, which I ended up getting my butt kicked there, but either way, that was just a mid-tier boss. What is this? That's not, well, it's movement speed. That's not as good as ours. The platform, which is actually what that other guy's rocking, and then we also have a different type of grenade, which that's okay, and a different type of gun, which I guess I will grab just for the sake of the video. Whoops. I want to grab that and equipped it. There we go. So instead of the shotgun, which the shotgun is very good, I gotta try and keep up with my buddy here. This one's actually a machine gun type of weapon instead. Woo! I'm coming, partner! I think I am. Anyways, I don't know. But this one's got a little bit more range to it. Of course, that's the reason why you want to end up kind of experimenting with all the guns, figure out one that ends up working for you. This is actually a spawning pool right here, which could end up very badly for us if any of the enemies would end up coming down and destroying us. But as you can see right there, the shotgun that we're normally rocking, which I'm gonna swap to right now, actually causes a lot more damage than the one that we were just using, like the machine gun. However, the trade-off is the range, of course. Let's actually follow our little buddy down here. What are you doing? What are you trying to show me, dude? You just want my help, don't you? Good. I like it. At least he ended up luring us to some more of the chest. Now, that EC, I think, is the currency in the game that we end up spending to... You do have, like, there is a shop. Wow, 2 for 2, just getting nailed by everything. There is actually a shop in the town that does allow you to kind of trade a little bit of components so that you can end up getting some gear, but generally speaking, it seems to be, anyways, it seems to be the same as just the random gear that we end up finding. You know, it's not really anything noteworthy. Which maybe there is, maybe there secretly is like really, really good stuff, but I just haven't noticed anything. This guy has got some really fancy stuff around him. I don't know what it is. And all of these random little upgrades that we're getting as well. As near as I can tell, sorry if I'm wrong about this, everybody, because remember, I have only been playing this for a little bit, but it's kind of like, I think these are temporary buffs for the level. So you can see like we're kind of getting, you know, increased jump rate and stuff like that, or higher jumps and movement speed and armor and junk like that. And just different currency and speed boosts and ammo. The ammo, as far as I can tell, is just for your grenades, which I really like the way that they operate too. They're kind of, you know, they operate the same as they should. It operates as it should. I guess I should just say that much, right? Because you can end up, you know, throwing a grenade and it won't blow up unless it ends up hitting the enemy, or if the fuse ends up coming to a winding halt. And then there's also just some of these other side mobs are actually leaving behind these different bullets and stuff like that, these fireballs that kind of last for as long as they're still around. Not necessarily these enemies that I'm talking about. I mean those ones right ahead. Like you can see those red fire orbs that are kind of hovering right there. You can destroy those yourself, yes. And it's a good idea to actually do so, because you want to clear this guy right here, because you want to clear those so that your teammates don't end up accidentally stumbling into anything. So now we've actually got our first boss fight. Very, very difficult instance for the first time that you actually go through here. I don't know how well me and this other random guy will end up doing, but hopefully we'll be able to do something. Now, the thing too that's interesting about the bosses is if you end up dying, near as I can tell anyway, because the first time I came through here, I actually did end up getting wrecked. And when I didn't end up getting, like I wasn't able to keep any of the loot that I ended up finding like throughout this entire instance. So it kind of gives you a little bit more incentive to actually try and get all the way to the end if you can. So now we've actually gotten him into his second phase, which this is where things get really difficult, mostly just because of trying to keep up with this guy, like seriously. And watch out for his little babies, because they can end up destroying you very, very quickly. Especially if nobody takes care of them, which of course there's only a couple of us right here, so GG. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to. Oh man, jeez Louise, this guy. He's so like annoying too, because of the fact that like we gotta keep dodging like all the left and right, and we can't actually aim straight down under us. We can only, let's see, can we throw a grenade and actually hit him? No, we're actually out of grenades. Rip me. Where is this guy? Come over here, you. Oh man alive, we're not even causing that much damage to this jerk face because of the fact that he's like, jeez, kick the grenade. Oh, well, it didn't hit him, but that's okay. Stand on the ground. Stand on the ground, you. What is with our teammate too, by the way? Like, is he, oh, he's really weak. I see. He wants us to kill these trash mobs so that we can get a little bit of health going on, which I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him for that one. Oh man alive. Oh, see, this is really exhilarating though. Like, just as two players, like, man alive, this is tough, because these little things, like, look, we're about to lose our friend. Dude, stay alive, dude. I don't know if I'll be able to do it without you. Where is this dumb boss? Let's just finish him. Grenade in the hole. Never mind, I don't have any grenades. There goes our friend. No. Oh, man alive, this guy. He really, really wants to kill us. Like, he's really trying hard, isn't he? If we can kill him faster than he can kill us, though, then we will be in the GG zone. I don't know if you end up getting a double jump later or anything. I mean, I guess we kind of technically have one. Whoa! Yes, he's dead! Bowser! Nice! Get out of my face. Oh, man, that was so close. That was actually really intense. And, of course, now that he's dead, we get a bunch of different keys that we can end up using. We got a lot of gear. I wonder if that's because both of us ended up duoing him, and that's why they ended up giving us some good stuff. I just look for the stuff that's got all the green special junk on it. Which, let's actually see, what did we end up getting? We got a different grenade right here, which actually has armor-piercing barbed and a bunch of stuff like that. And some boots that are much better than the ones that I'm rocking right now, because they actually have jump height as well as a bunch of other things. Oh my goodness gracious, that's beautiful. But either way, everybody, that is this game. It's absolutely beautiful. I've been having a blast with it. Links are in the description for everything about this game, everybody. So check it out. I would recommend it. It's a lot of fun, very addicting as well. And the fact that it's free is just absolutely amazing. Now, I don't think we ended up leveling up because I don't exactly know how the level up system works. Yeah, so we didn't even get a level up, so we didn't get our next party member. But either way, thanks for watching, everybody. I very much appreciate it. I would also appreciate if you enjoyed the video to duke in the like button for me. It very much helps me out. Sayonara and stay epic.